Are you enjoying these videos as much as I enjoy making them for you and helping you save money around the house? I hope so. Okay. Chances are that's a nail that's stuck out. I'm going to take my little putty knife and yeah, I can tell there's a nail right there. And see, I can tap that in. And you might feel it and say, hey, that's fine. Why do anything else? Well, I go the extra mile because that nail was already loose. If you just do it to there, that nail is still loose in there. You didn't do it hard enough, and I don't want to dimple the wall and try to hit this in at an angle. Now I've got a bigger area to patch. Let's take my nail set, the biggest one I got. Usually you can get nail sets in 3 different sizes, and you get the 3-pack, and then you got a small, medium, and large one. I happen to have 2 that are all beat up. And I always have to look at the tips to see which one's the biggest. I don't even use them for nails that much anymore. I really need to get a new set. I try to find the head of the sheetrock nail. You want to try to find the middle of it because you're going to use your nail set to tap that in. And see, I don't know if I'm hitting the exact middle. Okay, I think I got to lower it a little bit. There. I could tell it pushed in just ever so little. And yeah, you could have done it and just tapped it with the hammer and called it good and walked away. It's going to pucker itself again maybe 6 months from now, not next week. So if you want to do it that way, be my guest. I'm not doing it that way though. Get my caulking in here. Get it pooched out just a little bit. Middle, out, middle, out, middle, out, middle, up, and out. Okay? There. I could paint over that, but I do a little trick after it dries, and for bigger ones like that, I'll look at that tomorrow and see if it's puckered a little bit in, and generally it does. It just depends. How good of a job do you want on your paint job? You could paint right over that tomorrow and call it good. Well, I'm not painting the walls tomorrow. I'm doing other things. So I just have to remember, okay, one of the things tomorrow that I have to do is go over these different areas, especially up in there, right? And the bigger ones on the wall, and anything that was big. I'm gonna do exactly the same thing that I just showed you just now. Okay? Then the next day, the very next day, I will take my my caulking. Okay, wherever I see it, like that one. I'm not going to do it now because I can't do it yet. If I do it right now, I'm going to mess up, first off, the surface of that patch. Secondly, it's not going to turn out as good. Thirdly, it could still pucker when I get all done. Okay, so tomorrow I'm going to put a second little layer on there and patch it the same way with my caulking. And then the next day, I'm going to take my caulking and I'm going to dab it. Dab, 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 dab. And then I'm going to take my putty knife and I'm going to go about from the middle and then flatten it down so it mimics the texture around that patch. Now see, that one down low, I could get by with just putting one little thin layer tomorrow and not doing the texture over the top because it's down low. Nobody's probably ever going to see it. It's probably going to be behind the cabinet. We're going to have a cabinet there with a TV on top of it. So you're probably never going to see it. But you could see that. Now technically that could be behind the TV. But if the TV doesn't go there, then maybe you're going to see the patch. It's almost at eye level. So see, tomorrow I'll put a little bit of thinness on there, boom, boom, the 2 biggest holes. And then the next day I'll wait and I'll just put a couple down, dap, 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 and then with my putty knife and then look at it. And the key is when you're doing that textured knockdown with your caulking, and not too many people do this, by the way, then you've got to make sure that all the surrounding area of the caulking is flat, and then you could after you flatten it, you could take your finger and kind of rub around the outside surface or something, because the last thing you want is to put too much on there and not pay attention. Then you're going to have a line and you're going to fill up too much of it, and you might see where you went boop the line a little bit if you have a semi-gloss paint or eggshell or satin or something like that. You don't want that, okay? But I do it just enough, and I generally don't have to wipe it with my finger at the end. Okay? All right. Well, there's your learning for today. See you next time. Here's one more tip. Depending how big your little hole is, you can fill it up and let it extend out beyond the surface of the sheetrock wall of your drywall. Okay, you don't have to have it perfect, because as you go from the middle out, from the middle down, from the middle to the right, from the middle to the top, you're actually depressing a little bit more into the hole. So you don't have to be perfect, you know. See, most of that other stuff went down into the hole. That's if you have big enough holes. If you got just a little pinhole from a little picture hanger or something like that, of course, there's only so much you can do. So you can make it almost flat or whatever, okay? Hey, patch away.